Stream. It's your host, your friend, your boy, Jet Black, the one and only, here with.
Hi, I'm Dozer.
And today we're going to be exploring the DC Multiverse. Right now, there are 53 different universes in the DC Multiverse, but this website will only take us to 52. So we're going to cover the 52 on this website. Here we got the map of the multiverse, and soon we're going to dive right into the individual Earths, starting at Earth 0 and working our way up. Dozer, would you like to take turns reading the different descriptions?
Sure.
Ballin'. Okay. Ooh. So here's Earth 0. And I'm going to make it look a little bit nicer. There we go. Earth 0. And I'm going to hit read more. And there we go. Here are Dozer.
Blue skies, lush green trees, rolling amber hills, oceans that stretch for thousands of miles, bustling cities and small towns, vibrant, colorful life, community, and culture. All of it kept safe by a squadron of superheroes known as the Justice League.
I guess I'll read the next part. If you read DC Comics, then you know Earth Zero well. It's home of Superman and Metropolis, Batman in Gotham City, Wonder Woman in Paradise Island. It's the world where Jonathan and Martha Kent rescued and raised a small baby boy who had arrived from a distant world, where Bruce Wayne tragically lost his parents as a child, where Hal Jordan was selected to join a team of emerald-hued heroes. Arthur Curry is the rightful king of Atlantis, and Barry Allen's life was transformed by a fateful bolt of lightning.
Whether they're the high-powered, high-profile heroes who fight as part of the League, or the equality-inspiring men and women who have donned costumes and masks to help protect their hometown. All the many young superheroes of Earth Zero are at the peak of their powers and achievements, yet the same can also be said of the supervillains of this world, of which there are many as well.
Okay, and that is...
This is like the standard DC universe that we read all the standard continuity comics from.
Yeah, Earth Zero is the basic bitch.
Yeah.
Next up is Earth 1.
As far as I understand, Earth 1 is where the heroes are younger.
Yeah.
Yep. And they're just starting off, kinda, is what it's supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm. Whether it's being first in line, getting first place in a competition, or something on a larger scale, like being the first to walk on the moon, man has always strived to be number one. It's in our DNA.
There's a big difference between wanting something and doing it. Being first is something rarely accomplished with ease. It requires braving uncharted and often scary waters. The reality is that failure, not success, often befalls those courageous enough to take the leap into the unknown.
For a handful of heroes, Earth 1 is that proverbial unknown of the multiverse. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and the Teen Titans may be household names to us, but rest assured, these are not the seasoned veterans with storied histories we've come to know and love.
On the newly formed Earth 1, these heroes are just starting out. It's not really that newly formed. They're untested, raw, and prone to rookie mistakes. They're learning on the job. Sounds rough, right? Not entirely. They also have a tremendous drive to protect those who can't protect themselves. As a result, they have the courage to emerge as the first heroes of this infant Earth.
Will they succeed? Their futures are blank slates, where nothing is certain. Remember, no one said being first was easy. So yeah, Earth 1 has its own set of graphic novels with Earth 1 Teen Titans, Earth 1 Green Lantern, super new, Earth 1 Wonder Woman, etc., etc. Whoop, next up we have Earth 2.
Earth 1 are the babies. It's the baby Earth. See, that's why it's number 1.
Next up we have Earth 2. These Frankenstein-looking characters are looking pretty interesting. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the three most powerful and beloved superheroes the world over. To people of all nations and cultures, these three remarkable individuals inspire hope, perseverance, and achievement, assuring us that we have nothing to fear from anyone looking to do harm to our world and its citizens.
Well, they're all dead in this one, so. Imagine, then, what might happen if they were all to fall in the same battle. Many people would lose hope and drift into despair, but Jay Garrick, Alan Scott, Kendra Muno Saunders, fucking stupid name, get a new one, Thomas Wayne, Val Zod, and many other men and women of Earth 2 saw it as a calling, rising up to form a new generation of heroes determined to pick up where the previous ones left off. It won't be easy. Not always trusted by the people of their world, these new heroes will be tested from all sides, never more so than by the beings that destroyed their predecessors in the first place, the evil new gods of Apocalypse. With the fate of Earth 2 on the line, these diverse individuals must put aside their differences and stand together, succeeding where others before them have failed. Freeing their world of the threats seeking its destruction, they must do this in Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman's honor, or risk befalling their fate.
There we are. Next up is Earth 3.
We can talk about it.
You're like, we didn't even talk about
We
it?
can talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about Earth 2. What are your thoughts on Earth 2?
It's I think it's interesting. Like the Green Lanterns, for one, in that universe work very differently than they do in the other ones because they're more like they more work off of like plant life, which is interesting. The green, which is also what Swamp Thing would gather his energy from, which that's very different. I don't understand the concept of that being the Green Lantern in that universe. It's
Yeah.
very different.
Do you know the Green Lantern in Earth 2 has this thing where, like, when he gets off-world, he's like, oh, my ring doesn't work. Which, like, if that happened for our Green Lantern, it wouldn't make any sense.
I guess that makes sense because
He's connected to the green.
to like plant life and stuff. So if there's no plant life near when he would like go off Earth, then yeah, it just wouldn't work. Interesting. So the Green Lanterns in that universe are like a whole nother thing.
Yeah, like, it's not even, like, a Guardian of Space thing.
Earth 3 is probably one of my favorites. We'll go on to that.
Okay.
I really like Earth 3. I'd like to see more of that, but we don't get to see too much of it. Because we kind of get to see it after, like, most of the Justice League in that Earth is already gone. We know that Lex Luthor is, like, the leader of the Justice League on this Earth.
I feel like you'd really enjoy Forever Evil. It's a storyline that happened in the New 52.
I know, I know that story.
Oh, you've already... Okay, cool. Then you know what it's all about, you boys on Earth 3. From a young age, we're taught the difference between good and evil. And for most of us, those early lessons will go on to shape our entire worldview. So imagine what might happen if we were to flip the message, if we were to teach our children that evil was the way of the world, if teachers and philosophers taught their students to do no good rather than to do no harm, if the world leaders and heroes of our planet sought to maintain chaos and corruption rather than peace.
Our world would be starkly different. It would be a nightmare. It would be a place of death and devastation. It would be Earth 3.
A complete opposite of Earth 0 in every way. Good and evil are reversed in the ruthless nations of Earth 3. Greed, ambition, and conquest are rewarded, especially when they come at the expense of others. Heroes have no place in a world like this, and so it's a collective of villains that seek to prolong and foster their Earth's way of life. Ultraman, Superwoman, Owlman, Power Ring, Johnny Quick, the Sea King, Atomica, and Grid, or, as they're better known, the Crime Syndicate.
Yet in a world where destruction is celebrated, how long will it be until all is eliminated and existence itself is wiped out? For Earth 3, that day finally arrived as the entire world was eliminated by an even larger instrument of devastation, the Anti-Monitor. Now, only a few members of the Crime Syndicate remain after fleeing from their Earth to ours. One could view it as a poetic justice if Earth 3 cared about poetry.
Dun, dun, dun.
Earth 3 is a kind of a reverse world, I guess.
They don't care about poetry.
The evil the evil crime syndicate is basically like the head of the Earth in this universe, and the Earth seems to be just okay with it. They're like, well, I mean, they would kill us otherwise, and we would probably kill other people that we have power over as well, because, you know, we're all evil.
Yeah, they act like it would be rewarded. It's like, oh, you guys are like the most evil. You're doing.
Yeah, it's flipped in the way, not that there's like no good in the world, but that the evil in the world just kind of prevailed, and the evil is just how society is run in this one, and the good is just kind of like seen like, it's not a problem. Your goodness can't really overthrow the evil that runs the world now.
Mm.
Just as like in the other universes, it would be, you know, like goodness, you know, at some points tries to prevail, and you know, goodness tries to, you know, run societies and stuff, and the evil is always trying to overthrow it. But yeah, it's reversed in Earth 3.
Ooh, Earth 4. Now, to give you an idea about Earth 4, it's essentially Watchmen using just characters in DC's continuity, rather than using Watchmen characters.
Okay.
That's like a lot of blue text to lead into the read more text. At first look, the world of Earth 4 looks very much like ours, with many of the same problems, much of the same history, and many of the same ideals, with one key difference. Whether it was in search of justice, thrills, or revenge, in the latter half of the 20th century, a number of remarkable men and women with no powers to speak of, other than resourcefulness, intelligence, and various levels of combat training, donned costumes and took to the streets, fighting to keep the peace and protect their fellow law-abiding citizens. Whether it was the technology-driven Blue Beetle, the beautiful but dangerous Nightshade, the patriotic state-sponsored Peacemaker, or the violent, unsanctioned Question, they fought villains using little more than their fist.
Is the Question the guy with no face? Is he the same one in this universe?
Yeah, so the Question takes the place of Rorschach, essentially.
Yeah. So does the Question almost exclusively come from this universe?
What? The Question's in the normal continuity.
So he just also happens to be in this one.
Yeah.
Just because he doesn't have powers means he fits better in this universe, I guess.
Well,
Yeah,
Rorschach.
he's here too.
Rorschach was inspired by the Question, so when they did it using DC characters, they were like, "We'll just make him the Question." Yeah, like this is them saying, "We're gonna do the Watchmen story, but we're just gonna use people already in the DC universe."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then everything changed when Captain Alien Adam came into close contact with the unstable element known as U-235. It altered him forever, changing his appearance and endowing him with powerful quantum senses, capable of manipulating the very fabric of reality. The world's first and only superpowered hero was born. Yet rather than rendering Earth 4's human hero irrelevant, the newly minted Captain Adam gave them a powerful rallying point. Joining alongside the blue-hued Superman, they formed the Pax Americana, actually. A peacekeeping group of uniformed agents united to keep the streets and their nation's interests secure from threats with their borders and beyond.
So what do you think of the concept of them like just doing Watchmen but with DC like characters?
That's fine.
That's fine. It's kind of redundant now that they've like crossed Watchmen over with the DC stuff.
Yeah, the Watchmen is DC now, so...
DC, yeah, Watchmen was always DC, but it just wasn't in the multiverse anywhere. So they're like, well, we'll make one kind of like it.
Did it need to be? It's fine.
It's just... Ooh. So that was Earth 4. Next stop, Earth 5. So this is like...
The Shazam family?
Yeah, imagine if the only heroes were like Shazam in them. With a mere whisper of the name Shazam, the sound of a magical lightning bolt is heard as it hurtles across the sky on a collision course with Billy Baston, transforming him from a wide-eyed boy into the superpowered man mortals call Captain Marvel. Earth 5, known as Thunderworld around the multiverse, is home to everyone's favorite magical team, the Marvel family. Always with a sunny disposition, Captain Marvel Jr., and Mary Marvel draw their power from the great wizard Shazam, who is located in the Rock of Eternity that floats in the celestials of Thunderworld. With the help of Marvel lieutenants, the Marvels keep their world safe from the likes of the Monster Society, aliens, and anything in between.
There is, however, one constant danger to the Thunderworld. Dr. Sivana, a brilliant but crazed scientist whose sole purpose is to eradicate anything magical. For him, the goal is simple, to rule over the Thunderworld and eventually the entire multiverse. With villains like Savannah threatening the multiverse, it's sometimes easy to lose sight of the bright spots. Not here, though. Earth 5 is a place where one can see the positive impact heroes have on their world. It's a magical place where each day brings a new, action-packed adventure.
What do you think of Earth 5?
Boring. I'm not that interested in Shazam, and this is an Earth where it's just him and his family. It's like, okay, thank you.
They're like, Shazam can just do his own thing over here.
Why couldn't, like, Batman be in this universe? He doesn't really require any special things to be in this universe.
You're just like, it could have been Shazam and Batman?
Or any other non-powered superheroes that don't require that much extra.
So, this is Earth 6. The whole point of Earth 6 is Stan Lee redesigns the DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like, these are the ideas he came up with. Just imagine if someone completely outside of the multiverse was to create their own version of some of the DC Universe's greatest heroes. That place would be Earth 6. Here, Superman is a cosmic cop, a castaway from the planet Krypton. Green Lantern is a being whose body glows with a greenish hue from the power of the world tree Yggdrasil that surges through him.
Wonder Woman is a heroine who yields the immensely powerful celestial staff of Manco Capac. Yes. Batman has a mind like a steel trap and is clad from head to toe in a terrifying bat suit complete with wings. He looks more like Man-Bat in that bat suit, to be honest. This fresh take is unique to Earth 6, where some places for new or different ideas, this world embraces them. Its strength lies in the idea that sometimes a fresh set of eyes can help give a new perspective. That simple concept has helped the familiar heroes of this Earth experience new and unfamiliar adventures, all of them exciting. That'll be debated in about a week or so when we read all of the Earth 6 comics. We're not going to be doing that.
Let's see. I honestly have not read an Earth 6 comic, if I'm being honest. Never hit it up. Next up, we have Earth 7. Well, that looks very terrifying. A rich world, vibrant with culture, community, art, and commerce. Earth 7 shared a similar history and development with Earth 8, down to its numerous heroes. Many of Earth 7's greatest protectors had close counterparts on Earth 8. While the subtle differences between the two were subtle, the potential held within this world was great.
It was a great world until it got fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, it should be seen as nothing less than tragic that Earth 7 was the first to fall to the gentry. Billions of people and hundreds of superheroes perished. It had hundreds of superheroes, guys. The world surviving as a mere shell of what it once was. Where there was intelligence and vibrancy, now only madness and death remains. The laws of physics shattered. Earth 7's reality has been twisted and corrupted. The sole survivor of the cataclysm was Thunderer, a powerful hero who was saved by the last of the Monitors and sent to the House of Heroes to rally help. How can he get help for a universe where the laws of physics have been permanently changed and the Earth has no doubt been destroyed?
He needs that good help. You know what I mean?
He just fucks. Just go to another universe. You're done.
Apparently Earth 8 is really similar.
Yeah, just go to that one. Forget about that one.
Time to check out Earth 8 and see what that's all about. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. So, Earth 8 is pretty much just Marvel, but in DC. For generations, life on Earth 8 passed like it does on our world. Largely uneventful, when problems did arise, they were handled easily by the world's large population of superheroes.
That's not our world.
I think it means our world like Earth Zero.
That's not even our world. They can't say our and then not know who they're talking to.
Until a day finally arrived like no other, and Earth 8's strongest heroes were forced to unite against a common threat. The Retaliators were born.
Not quite what you known as the Future Family, alongside such figures as Machine Head, Ladybug, Stuntmaster, and the Neo-Human, heroes of the G-Men. They keep their world safe from threats like the destructive Lord Havoc and the Extremist.
On Earth 8, a life of heroism often comes at a great sacrifice to the man or woman behind the mask. Faith in heroes is in short supply, and mistrust can run rampant. Perhaps the people of Earth 8 should talk to some of their alternate world counterparts who turn out in droves for movies featuring the very heroes they're shunning.
Okay.
So like in this universe, Hulk is a big blue baby,
It's ugly as fuck.
and he throws temper tantrums.
That's really ugly.
But yeah, it's literally just DC rip-off characters of Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts?
It's ugly.
It's ugly. The G-Men.
Yeah, that's also ugly. Who is G-Man? G-Man. Okay, okay.
So what are you thinking? We haven't even read anything. Earth 9. Judging it by its cover.
Looking pretty cool.
Okay, tell me who you think each of the people are at the top.
What do you mean?
Like, try and, like, name them.
I don't know any of their names.
Okay. They're all, like, DC characters that you know. They just look different.
They just look different.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Superman looks like he's supposed to be that guy on the right. That just, like, it looks like his face. That looks like they were just trying to draw Superman. It looks like it's supposed to be maybe Batman type of thing. That knight-looking guy in the red armor.
You're Ryan. Welcome to the stream.
Is that like Supergirl, that blonde chick there? The lady with the green hood. Maybe I can't. Yeah, I don't know who those other two are.
You don't know who the other two are?
No.
Okay. I'll tell you who they are from left to right. The black guy who's bald is Superman in this world.
Alright.
Okay. The one in the green with the lantern, that's Green Lantern.
Quite literally.
The blonde girl, I understand why you guessed Supergirl, but she has like a light symbol on her chest. She's the Flash.
Interesting.
Yeah. That is Batman, the one in the red armor. You are right. And the guy on the far right is...
Captain Adam?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, judging by the symbol on his chest, I'm like, okay, it was not Superman, Captain Adam. He looks like just Superman who became Captain Adam.
Unlike other worlds in the multiverse, everything on Earth 9 has been influenced by its superpowered heroes and villains. Its geography is shaped by them. Its economy revolves around them. Its politics are greased by them. Every aspect of life on this world is swayed by superhuman hands.
There's the being of great mental power and vast intelligence known as Superman, a speedster called the Flash, who can move faster than the speed of light, which also happens to be her power source. A Green Lantern who resurrects the dead, and freedom-loving pranksters with an anarchist heart that goes by the Joker. The Green Lantern goes by the Joker?
No, who resurrects the dead, and a freedom-loving prankster with an anarchist heart that goes by the Joker.
It's like a separate person.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Because I was like, why does she call herself the Joker? She's the Green Lantern. The armored spirit of Batman, whose eternal pursuit of justice has left him lost in time. And you can't forget the man sitting atop the super-powered mountain, the Atom, Earth 9's principal hero.
It's not even Captain Atom. It's like the Atom.
With all those powers, something has to give, and while Earth 9's role in the enormous multiverse remains to be seen, one suspects that it will be, well, super.
So what are your thoughts, now that you have, like, a better understanding?
I really like the Flash is a girl and doesn't look anything like Flash, so there you go. Green Lantern is pretty cool. She actually is just green, holding a lantern. A green lantern. That's pretty good. Superman doesn't look anything like any Superman I've ever seen. I don't even know what that outfit is, but that's fine. I don't know what he's wearing. What is he wearing?
So, Superman's original concept was actually more like a Lex Luthor character, and this Superman is, like, more true to that, so it's more like a super genius is, like, the Superman. Like, he's just really smart.
Is Adam in this universe, like, the head of the superhero team?
He's, like, the best superhero in this world.
So he's basically Superman. He just doesn't go by the name of Superman, it's just already taken.
But he has, like, Atom powers.
But he looks like Superman, and he's, like, the head of the team, which is also Superman.
But he's Atom.
Yes.
He still does all the
Superman.
Atom stuff. I mean, we learned recently when we read Justice League America number 27, apparently the Atom can fight Kronos. And Kronos beat the god of superheroes.
He's Adam.
Yeah, he's Adam. He's not Captain, he's Adam. He's the shrinking one.
He's in Adam.
I thought it was interesting that she's powered by light. But it lets her move faster than light.
Yeah.
That makes less sense than the Ray, who moves
Ray,
at light
but
speed.
Like less, yeah. It's Ray, but I'm better than light.
Next up, we got Earth 10.
And a half? No, this is just 10.
Hey, so this is Nazi Earth. History is full of power-hungry men. These small-minded tyrants have used propaganda, intimidation, fear, torture, and war as a means to reign over those they consider inferior. Their aggression, appalling. Their motives, disturbing. The atrocities, heartbreaking.
With that in mind, what if Hitler's Nazi war machine seized control of the free world? One need not look further than Earth 10 to get the answer. When the rocket carrying a young Kal-El crashed in Czechoslovakia, Nazi scientists quickly reverse-engineered its technology to secure a World War II victory. As the years passed, the troubled Kal-El, now known as Overman, grew up to lead a team made up of heroes of the Reich, including Leatherwing, Brunhilde, Blitzen, and Underwater Man, on a mission to uphold the Nazi ideals, better known as the New Reichsmen. These superpowered beings don't hesitate to execute blitzkrieg in the name of the Führer. Thankfully, history has a flip side and contains stories of men and women willing to push back against the oppressor. Earth 10 is no different. Led by Uncle Sam, a terrorist group known as the Freedom Fighters opposes the New Reichsmen. Its members, the Ray, Black Condor, the Human Bomb, Doll Man, and Doll Woman, represent the heart and soul of the people the Nazis tried to exterminate.
Fueled by the injustices of both the past and the present, the Freedom Fighters' mission is one of the most commendable. They're truly the light in one of the multiverse's darkest Earths.
This is also one I'd be interested in reading some comics on.
So you're interested in this one?
Yeah.
Uncle
As well as Red Sun.
Ryan said Underwater Man equals U-Boat Man.
Sure, if you want it to be. It's whatever you want, man.
Underwater Man is such a lame name.
Is he just like the
He's Nazi Aquaman.
Aquaman. Underwater Man. The English translation from that German.
So that was Earth 10. Next up we have Earth 11.
Over that one and Red Sun.
The Soviet one.
Interested in reading those two. Yes. I like Red Sun because Batman is like fighting against Superman in that one. Hardcore. It's pretty good.
Next up we have Earth 11.
Earth.
Yep, all the men are women and all the women are men. The names that make up the history of this world are so familiar and so different. President Jackie Kennedy, King Victor of England, Lord Gaga. It's no wonder then that its heroes are cut from the same cloth. Superwoman soars through the skies overhead, while Batwoman prowls the dark streets below. Meanwhile, Aquawoman rules the seas, and Wonder Man, expelled from the JLA, fights for the honor of the men of Elysium
It
Island.
sounds like he's really needed in this world because they don't really like men very much in this one. In this world, the women, they control shit, so.
And in a moment, we'll know why. The reveal.
On Earth 11, the genders may have switched, but the nature of heroes hasn't. The Justice League still fights for good, but the lineup includes a woman who doesn't take being called plastic as an insult, and a group known as the Freedom Fighters, including Columbia, Black Condor, and the Phantom Man, is never too far from fighting the good fight. It is said that on this world the Amazons of Themyscira never hid themselves from the world, but instead shared their knowledge, influencing the course of its events. Is a matriarchal Earth a better one? Even though it still has its villains and need its heroines, there seems to be no doubt that this world has seen changes for the betterment of all womankind.
So what are your thoughts on that? The idea that it's just like Earth Zero, but if the Amazons just shared like their way of life with the rest of the world.
Oh, that's what happened?
Mm-hmm.
Then where is the Wonder Man from? What is he from?
Elysium.
So it's like Themyscira, but men? Just he had to come out. He's like, what? What are you doing? Stop that! I need to try to reverse this. Don't do that.
Oop.
Okay, that's interesting.
Next up, we have Earth 12. You know what this is, my guy.
Batman Beyond? Is this the Batman Beyond universe?
Yep. Oh, and this one's really interesting. It'll be explained really soon. One of the biggest desires of man is the gift of foresight. Unfortunately, no amount of fortune tellers and crystal balls will help on this one, but there's always Earth 12.
Okay. Rotating on a slightly different frequency than the other worlds in this multiverse, Earth 12 is set in a timeline slightly ahead of Earth 0. It's that Earth's future realized. On Earth 12, Batman's successor, Terry McGinnis, is a tough kid shaped by the mean streets of Neo-Gotham. Under an now elderly Bruce Wayne's guidance, Terry has been joined by Green Lantern, Superman, Warhawk, Aquagirl, Big Barda, Micron, and others to form a team known as Justice League Beyond. Together, this team, like the Justice League that preceded it, battles the evil that threatens this world.
Earth 12 serves as a reminder that the future is often a sad reminder that problems and shortcomings may never be solved, and in fact, sometimes worsen. However, it can also be a source of comfort and hope, an advanced world where heroes like Terry and the Justice League Beyond continue our quest for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. In short, a future that, while imperfect, is still looking bright. So what are your thoughts that it's a universe that for whatever reason vibrates to where it's just the future of another universe?
That makes sense.
Excuse me. I think it's interesting because you can have stuff happen on Earth 12.
It doesn't even have to vibrate at a different. It could just be like the same events as Earth 0, but this Earth started a little bit earlier. Like this universe started a little bit earlier than that one.
But for whatever reason, they didn't go with that. They just
Like,
were like,
yeah,
it
why
vibrates
did you have to
differently.
like explain anything else? You don't have to be like it vibrates a little bit faster.
Especially since Earth 1, not Earth 1. Yeah, Earth 1. They're like, it's an infant universe, and it's like newer, which is why everyone's first just now started. Yeah.
This one could just be a little bit older.
Yeah.
So is Earth 1 like the same events as Earth 0, but back in time? Or is it like its own thing?
Earth 1's super its own thing.
Okay.
Like, they take a lot of liberties with Earth 1 to reimagine
so it's like the
everyone.
same characters, but they're younger and doing slightly different things here and there.
Well, a lot of their origins are just completely different on Earth 1. I don't know. Earth 13 is like the magic and monsters universe. You can't fully see it, but Etrigan has like the Superman S. He's like super demon.
Etrigan's like the main hero in this one.
Well, he's like the Superman.
The main hero in this one.
Rocketed to Earth 13 from the dying planet of Camelot, Etrigan became the world's protector. Known as Super Demon, he defends this Earth in the name of Merlin, joined by Hellblazer, Anataz, Witchboy, Swampman, Fate, Ragman, Deadman, and Enchantress. This strange faction has banded together with a common goal. Known as the League of Shadows, they fight all those who threaten their world.
Of the 52 Earths that make up the multiverse, Earth 13 is the only one to orbit in a perpetual state of magical twilight. Its strange combination of heroes and history adds to its uniqueness. But make no mistake, this is not a place of simply pulls a rabbit. One simply pulls a rabbit from a hat and calls it magic. This is a world of the occult, where the supernatural is real, where the mystical sorcery is so thick you breathe it in the air, allowing your senses to tingle with the aroma of witchcraft. No, your eyes haven't deceived you. That's exactly what you thought you saw on Earth 13. The darkness is your light.
So we actually have a little bit of live chat. Gerard said, "Why do they all look Asian on Earth 12?" With all the like female heroes, they did look like kind of.
The art style is just different. Like it looks really different. Like it looks a little bit like an older art style, almost like they're trying to like mimic an older art style of the DC comics. And they're also all girls. Maybe they just draw girls like that.
Gerard said also hi. Then Ryan said Super Demon Static Shock. Woo-hoo.
Is that the big one? Is that like the swamp thing of this universe, and he's called Swamp Man?
That might be him. I guess so. And I guess this one is Ragman.
Yeah, Ragman, obviously.
And then I don't know. I don't like that they cover the picture here. There's like a guidebook, and in the guidebook these are all like full images with like I think shorter descriptions. Like I think it's actually just better. The guidebook gives you just what you need to know in the image. But they do look kind of Asian on Earth 12. I thought it was interesting that this realm is like in a constant twilight, so it's always like nighttime, and it's super magical, and you can like feel the magic everywhere. What are your thoughts? Interesting? Do you think it's one of the more interesting or the less interesting worlds?
I don't like it as much.
Okay, so
I really like the Red Sun one and the one where Superman is taken by the Nazis.
Okay, so you really like Earth 10, and you like the Soviet one that we haven't gotten to yet. I think it's a cool concept. I like to see more from it. So is this one Earth 14? Yep.
15 is the next one.
Next up, Earth 15.
And a half.
Okay, so a big green lantern doesn't really tell you anything about the Earth. Earth 15 was a place unlike any other, a near utopia. This world was free of the problems and issues that plague the other worlds of the multiverse.
In the prime of their lives and at the height of their powers, Earth 15's highly evolved heroes preserved order and peace for those living there. With crime virtually wiped out, Earth 15 citizens relished in the comfort and security of knowing their perfect lives of this perfect planet were free from strife. This was a place where certainly nothing could go wrong, where each day was more wonderful than the last. Then it happened.
Without warning, the being known as Superboy Prime came to shatter the serene bubble Earth 15 had been living in. Its peaceful heroes stood a little chance against the unimaginable strength and malice he brought. Making quick work of his protectors, Superboy Prime turned his immense rage towards its citizens, wiping out billions of lives before completely destroying the planet itself. The only remnant of this once perfect universe is a vastly powerful fragment known as the Cosmic Grail. Its exact whereabouts are unknown, as it remains hidden somewhere among the many worlds of the multiverse.
Yes.
So what are your thoughts about Earth 15 and the Cosmic Grail?
Just a fucked universe. It's fine.
Let's see.
There's lots of those. In fact, there's a good handful of them.
Haven't we only read like two
So
where
far,
they like?
there's
You're like, I'm
52.
sure there are more.
There's 52.
Gerard said Earth 15 sounds like a parody of Golden Age comics. Like the idea that like everything was good and hunky dory and then super.
One time, anytime like somebody really powerful comes along, it's like, oh, I guess we just die.
Well, I guess Gerard's trying to say like Superboy Prime almost represents like the new generation of comics.
Yeah.
And it's like, miss me with all that old shit. Next up is Earth 16. For starters, what do you think of this art? Gerard then said, again, in all caps.
Watercolors.
Then Gerard said, is new Wonder Woman just Asian?
Maybe.
I mean,
It's watercolors. Yeah, I see a pretty normal looking Flash there.
he does look pretty normal. That's standard.
Adam over here.
Adam looks pretty normal.
Pretty standard. If that's supposed to be Green Lantern on the left, he looks almost normal, just a different color.
I mean, really, it's just this that's like really black.
And his mask is not green.
I mean, I think it's supposed to be.
Nah.
Because, I mean, that's supposed to be like a Green Arrow thing.
Is that, and Wonder Woman, I mean, I can't see her outfit, but she looks fine. She looks pretty standard.
I think this is supposed to be Steel.
Steel?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think this is supposed to be like Batman.
Yep, that's what I was going to say. With the top of his mask cut off, so he can let his nice hair flow.
Ryan says almond-shaped eyes, and then Kirby said pineapples all over. He just posted a bunch of pineapple emojis.
So this is a universe where Batman really enjoyed his hair, so he just cut off the top of his mask, and he just decided, let me just let my hair out on this one.
Criminals will be afraid of my gorgeous locks.
Right.
Whether it's with superpowers, unrivaled skills with weapons or martial arts, or superior intelligence and resourcefulness, a superhero fights for universal peace. They strive to protect the people of their world and eliminate evil wherever it may be found. But what if they actually succeeded? What would a world be like if there was no longer any evil for its heroes to fight?
It could be a lot like Earth Me. Officially known as Earth 16, this world was once like many of the others in the multiverse. Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Green Lantern battled supervillains such as Lex Luthor and the Joker. The difference here is that the battle ended and the heroes won. And when their children and protégés grew up and inherited their heroic mantles, there was no one left for them to fight. With no unifying purpose, heroes like Kyle Rayner, Wally West, Connor Hawke, Ray Palmer, new Batman, Damian Wayne, and new Superman, Chris Kent, spent their days reenacting past battles, living a pampered lifestyle that's no more hedonistic than heroic. Others from idol super teams, in an attempt to boost their fans and followers on social media, teams such as the youthful duo made up of Green Arrow's daughter and Arrowette, and her telepathic friend Minta. Once these heroes may have sought adventure and excitement in the interest of serving their fellow man, now they manufacture them as cure of boredom. I really am interested in this one.
So you do fuck with this one?
This one sounds really interesting.
Yeah.
Maybe the most interesting so far.
This is the most interesting so far?
Maybe.
Yeah, so what do you think of the idea that they just do, like, reenactments of battles and they don't actually have anyone to fight?
I really want to see how that works in a comic.
Okay. Wow, I'm surprised this is the one that really gripped you. Also, thank you all for smashing that like button. Truly appreciate it. The Chris Kent is weird to me. By the way, this world apparently first appeared in Young Justice in 2010. Let's see. So we were just looking at Earth 16. So next up is Earth 17. Also, it does have some interesting stories in Multiversity, which is a title written by Grant Morrison. So how do you feel just with this?
It's really ugly.
So you like hate the style.
I can tell who most of these people are supposed to be, though.
Gerard said, I feel like they're waiting for Superboy Prime to run up in their world and wreck everything. So let's see. So these two, the way their suits are designed, they seem like they're just members of the Challengers of the Unknown. I hope this isn't supposed to be Crypto.
That's supposed to be a Wonder Woman type being.
Yeah, then you
Batman,
got
and then
Martian Manhunter.
Martian Manhunter with his big ass head.
History is ripe with threats of utter destruction at the hands of nuclear war. With weapons forever primed and ready to drop at the push of a button, the world is in a delicate balance of peace and all-out devastation.
Okay.
On Earth 17, the nuclear button was pushed in 1963, and nothing has been the same since.
So that's why they're all wearing, like, suit-looking things, because nuclear planet. 50 years after the fallout, Captain Adam Strange and his Atomic Knights of Justice lead an effort to preserve what's left of Nova America. Shit. While continuing to defend it on a nuclear-infused planet where monsters, mutations, and mad science have become commonplace, these adventurers know the fragile state of mankind sits on a razor's edge between rebirth and heartbreak, as if channeling the famed conquistador stories of old. This brave group of 21st century adventurers is on a mission to seek out the elusive cosmic grail, the only weapon that can defend Earth 17 from a threat worse than any nuclear war, Darkseid the Destroyer.
Although the road ahead is completely unknown, the quest for the Grail must endure in order to rebuild out completely. Oh, what was the last thing that we said before the stream fell out? Kirby said, have Brainiac join him. Then he said stream fail. So yeah, can you guys tell us what was the last thing said on stream before the stream fail happened? And we'll try and fill you all in. We were just talking about how it's interesting they're after the Cosmic Grail, considering that the Cosmic Grail is from like a different universe entirely. And Dozer was like, how do they even know about it? Considering A, it's in a different universe, or from a different universe, and B, that universe got riggedy wrecked by Superboy Prime. Would you even want to venture into other universes, knowing that Superboy Prime just flies through and just wrecks shit sometimes? It's like, we could get the Cosmic Grail, and we could also get murdered by Superboy Prime. But I guess they chose getting that ass beat by Superboy Prime over Darkseid any day, kind of thing. I'm honestly not sure which is worse. Oop. But yeah, where did we leave off before the stream failed? Were we able to finish reading the description before the stream failed? Or are we just talking about the description we read and you guys just like didn't hear any of it? Also, Dozer's currently washing his face in the other room. I might get a little bit of soda later.
Yes.
Okay, while Dozer's doing that, I guess we'll just take a quick intermission. I'll put a tint on the screen, and the tint will help represent that we are in intermission. Okay, so we're currently in intermission. You'll know when we're not in intermission when the fancy tint goes away. This is a good time to use the restroom, get a refill on your drinks, pop some popcorn, you know, do whatever.
Kill your parents.
Kirby said, yeah, rave party. Kirby, where did we leave off before the stream lag? Were we able to finish the whole thing? That's what I was wondering. Anyways, I'll be right back. I'm going to refill a drink during intermission. don't see a Superman on their team. Is that disturbing? The idea that like a nuclear fallout hit and there's no Superman?
They killed him because he was the one that caused it.
Let's see. Kirby said, sorry, I didn't hear what was happening. He said I started playing music that I couldn't immediately lower the volume of, and for some reason I can't rewind the stream. Dun dun dun. Well, long story short about Earth 17. Nuclear fallout. They're looking for the cosmic grail. They're trying to stop Darkseid from whooping their butts. Do you feel like that represents Earth 17 well?
Yes.
Sprite. A cool, refreshing drink. Okay, and we are back from intermission. Like we said, Earth 17, nuclear fallout, trying to protect themselves from Darkseid, looking for the cosmic grail. That's about it for them. Were they interesting at all?
No, not really, not to me.
Then we'll move forward on our quest through the DC multiverse. Yes. Earth 18. Now, what do you think of the character designs for Earth 18?
Strange. Is it gonna be like mythical?
You're wondering if it's going to be mythical?
A mythical scene?
Are you saying that because of the Minotaur-looking guy?
There is a Minotaur.
There. You may be surprised by what's next. This ain't the Wild West as you know it, partner. No, sir. With the arrival of superhuman beings, Earth 18 has been transformed into a whole different kind of frontier.
Why is there a Minotaur? What does that have to do with the Wild West? Like, so there's a bunch of, like, cowboys and stuff, and then there's a Minotaur.
Yeah, because there are superhumans in this world.
That's right.
Okay, we still got lag? It's pretty bad. The lag is real. Let's see. Ryan said Minotaur equals cows. Like cowboy? Like a literal cowboy?
No, thank you.
But now we're back. I mean, we're still lagging, but not as bad as before. Before, there was no way they would hear you.
So they're led by Super Chief Saganawana over here. The Justice Riders have vowed to protect this Dust Bowl planet of the multiverse. Boasting no shortage of firepower, the Justice Riders are made up of Batlash, Madame, that's literally just her name.
It's Madam 44.
I don't see it.
See?
Madame 44? I don't see it.
It's right there.
Okay. Strong Bow, El Diablo, Cinnamon. Yes, Cinnamon. The Trigger Twins, Fire Hair, Tomahawk Man, Johnny Thunder, and Pow Wow Smith. These super-powered gunslingers, marshals, and frontiersmen have banded together to tangle with the time trapper, a being responsible for freezing technology and culture on this world in the late 19th century. As a result, human ingenuity has forced to adapt and transform the available resources into the modern conveniences that are often taken for granted in the 21st century.
Utilizing cool spins on modern luxuries, such as telegraph internet, the Justice Riders must continue to stand tall and keep their sights set on the world's varmints and troublemakers. For if they fail, Earth 18 will ride into the sunset, never to be seen again.
Unless they are seen again.
I think the thing that gets me about this one is Tomahawk Man. Also, it's supposed to be like 44 caliber, like a gun, which is why there's a period before it. That's why it's like Madam 44.
No, thank you.
You're like, I can't go for that. But yeah, it's the cowboy world.
It's ugly.
Ugly. That's your one word review. It's like, it's ugly.
Yes.
let's see. So this was World 18.
We're moving on to 19.
Next up is World 19. I like how when you read cinnamon, you like took a minute and you were like, yeah, cinnamon. Like you didn't believe it. Okay, what do you think of this one based off of the art?
Is this the Gotham by Gaslight?
I believe you're right.
Okay. We need to watch that movie. Like I feel like after we do this, we need to watch Gotham by Gaslight. Like I just really, I did like the idea of this universe when I first found out about it, and then when I found out they were making a movie, I was like, damn, I'm gonna watch that when it comes out. It came out a while ago, I'm pretty sure, and I just didn't get it. I'm just like,
I also haven't seen it.
yeah, and I wanna watch that. All right.
Innovation is king. New art styles are being explored. Profound and